And he would say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
A few moments later.
I believe Charlie Kirk, and I have the receipts. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. Charlie responded with this. Okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me. That was a message sent September 9th.
But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. Yes. And I have his cell phone.
Oh, so you're allowed to just say stuff. Who knew?
There are certain things that I have to repeat in certain videos, especially videos where we dive into any type of audio forensics or audio evidence. In this one, I'm just going to go straight into those repeated points before we move into the evidence that I've collected. So let's get right to the repeating. The voices that are covered in these videos are not paranormal voices at all. If you have some strange love affair for the paranormal, there are thousands and thousands of promoted and well-compensated channels ran by grifters on YouTube, and you are advised and totally welcome to go spew on and on about the voices of ghosts, demons, and boogeymen on those channels. They'd actually appreciate the help. You are simply at the wrong channel by coming here to talk your garbage. We are done with that ridiculous psyop. For over 12 years, I have broke these voices down on this channel and proven it to be artificial dozens and dozens of times, if not hundreds. They are pulsed communications. They are set to a BPM. They chatter 24/7 and rise in volume depending on ambient sound in that area. They are transduced into audio. We have pulled out other sounds with these voices within the signal, including Morse code and other man-made sounds. They are 100% man-made. They are not from another dimension. They are not your great-grandmother. They are broken up like a voice modulator or old-school speak and spell by syllable. They are transduced in a manner similar to sine wave speech, and they are spread out like a radio station. They can be recorded anywhere with absolutely no one there. Still chattering on and on. We are so done with you devil and demon heads here. Go hang out at Paranormal Nightmare TV and talk your shit there. They will absolutely love you. And for the record, years and years ago, I was a huge EVP investigator because I was ignorant to what was really going on and hadn't put the time into analyzing and looking at the evidence. In other words, I was young, dumb, and a fool. The real paranormal is far more mind-blowing than a muddied voice telling someone to get out. My viewers and I are far beyond that garbage and the attitudes that surround it. So save your BS for Twin Paranormal or whatever. In fact, I'll link to them in the pinned comment so you can immediately leave here and go watch their phony evidence. So I started looking into the Danny Rowling case. Again, I had a little free time the other night, right? He was caught in 1990. He was known as like the Gainesville Ripper down in Florida, killing people, just a really weird dude. And he claimed that he heard voices and experienced hallucinations. It says it right here. But experts and prosecution questioned the truth of these claims. I found out that Danny Rowlands had audio recordings, and I knew that, but I never really thought about going back to look at those. And then it hit me. Wow, I could go back because it's just him on a tape recorder talking to himself. So I decided to grab it, suck it down, and start going through the audio. And amazingly, there is a lot of evidence that he was hearing voices. Now, one thing that I would like to point out is that these voices back then were much easier to catch with like a old school magnetic cassette recorder which he used to record his messages to his parents. It was much harder to hide this stuff. So if this stuff was in the presence of somewhere, it would show up really easily. I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to show you what I first caught before I started tweaking it out. But before we get there, let me point out here that Danny Rowling claimed that he was controlled by two internal entities or spirits named Gemini and Yanad, which is Danny spelled backwards. So, you know, he had this whole theory as to what was going on. And he was just a really weird guy, very emotional. He would talk to his mom in these recordings about her cooking, how great it was, and how sorry he was for shooting his dad. But then he would end up cutting the heads off people. It was just mind-boggling, really mind-boggling. But let's get into the audio because the evidence is what it's all about. Now, I'm going to explain this to people in a really, really easy way for them to understand what I do, how to pick it out, everything else. Let's listen to a clip that hasn't been messed with. This is an original clip of the original audio. Okay, so that's Danny right there. But you can hear something behind him. And it's like the low mid of something. Like somebody blowing into a bottle almost. That kind of sound. Let's keep listening. It keeps going.
Yeah.
He talks there.
Yeah.
But he keeps going.
I'm making do.
Then it gets really loud.
I'm making do. I'm making do.
And I realized then that something was actually there. This is how easy it is to understand. It's like when you hear somebody pumping their bass from their car from down the street. Okay? You're hearing this low end rumbling your house. And it's, you know, shaking your windows or rattling the picture on your wall or whatever else. And you don't hear anything else. That's an EQ problem. The low frequencies have traveled into your home, right? But you're not hearing the hi-hats, the vocals, you know, anything else from the song, just the bass, maybe the kick drum, whatever else. That's what's happening here. The difference is, because the recordings are made in the vicinity of these voices, all the frequencies are there, they're just lower. And sometimes vocal formants are missing. But all the frequencies are there. You just have to fix the EQ in theory. And you have to do that spectrally. Okay? So when you hear something like this, you can re-EQ it. That's basically what you're doing. You're solving a puzzle. You're breaking the combination on a lock to figure out what is actually being said there. What you're going to hear is mind-blowing. Danny Rowling was hearing voices. The voices were very real, and they really were in his vicinity. Here's a clip where you can actually hear whispering in it. I boosted it way up so that you can actually hear the whispering behind it. Okay, but we're not at the real evidence yet. I'm just showing the original stuff so I can show you why I thought something was there. So let's get into the evidence. Let's go back to that clip. You hear this low frequency, almost pulse, 3 syllables. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
And then there's something behind it here. And it sounds like a whisper. Well, I got to work on that. Now, you're going to still hear the bottle tones, but I brought up the mids, the highs, everything spectrally, removing some frequencies, bringing the others up. And all I had to do was a couple, because that's all you need to hear. You're going to hear a voice say, "He is lonely," right here. And then a female voice comes in right after that, and it says, "You're perfect. You're perfect." It's undeniable evidence, and it was there in a recording from 1990.
And they can do.
And after he says that, there's another voice.
And they can do.
And it's following that bottle tone that we were hearing in the original recordings. It's all following that. It's to a BPM. These are early surface audio recordings. Some of them are lower than others, but they're all there. So a voice says, "He is lonely." And then a voice says, "You're perfect." Very, very, very creepy. But voices were in his vicinity, where he was recording by himself in a room with nothing on, just yapping. So here I'm going to show you this original clip, right? And all I did was boost up the background audio between here and here. He's talking to his family here.
Maybe you didn't know me as well as you thought you did. Maybe I didn't know you as well as I thought I did.
Now listen here. That's surface audio. You can hear the voice talking. It is not a normal human voice. It has a speak and spell, voice modulator tone to it, an inflection. It's the way it structures syllables. It's a dead giveaway of this stuff. Let me show you the actual evidence after I tweaked it. So he's going to talk here.
Maybe you didn't know me as well as you thought you did. Maybe I didn't know you as well as I thought I did.
And here's that area that I boosted up. Voices. But they are man-made voices. These are not regular voices. This is like a voice modulator and sine wave speech put together. So what you hear in the recording are these low frequencies. But since all the frequencies are in the area, the recorder is picking them all up, and they can all be brought out. It's just a matter of putting in the work to do it. So what it sounds like it says there is, that's her problem. That's her problem. But then it sounds like it says here, because he won't do it. Now, are there other threatening voices around threatening him, saying that he has to do something because it says here, because he won't do it? That's her problem, because he won't do it. Here's do it. Okay, so is this going on? Yes, it's going on to Danny Rowland. And these voices are telling him things. I don't have to do the whole thing. All I have to do is put some work into a couple of these lines, right? A couple of these segments of the recording, and prove to you that there were voices in his vicinity that are man-made and not natural and talking to him. That's what was going on. It was very real, and it was happening to him. I've analyzed them so many times that it's impossible to not identify them right away. It's there, man. And you can actually hear it in the original audio clip. That was after tweaking it a little bit. And you can hear the high frequency, those same tones pulsing like a bottle, like the low bottle tones. You hear those higher frequencies doing the same kind of thing? It's just an EQ problem. It really is just an EQ problem when you think about it that way. So you've got to pull the signal up, get rid of the noise, and get to right to what they're hearing, because that is how it transduces. If you can't hear this, I'm sorry, I can't fix your ears, but it is clear for anybody with ears to listen. Let's go back to the first one real quick. He is lonely. And And then a female voice says, "You're perfect." And you can still hear that bottle blowing in the background along with the syllables. That's what we have here. We have full-on evidence that the slasher from Florida, all of these people have been subjected to this stuff. All of them. Just more proof that the voices were actually in his vicinity. You know, you can try to explain it away, blame it on the paranormal, blame it on whatever. These are man-made. His psyche isn't putting them out there. They're not somebody else's voice because they're flat up against the tape. They're not even in the room. Parts of them are being almost caught magnetically rather than through the air. And then parts of it come through the air as well as they transduce. So that's what we've got here. Evidence that Danny was in fact hearing voices.
And they can do and ask for words.
That's all I need to show you, man. That is all I need to show you. Real voices that were in his vicinity and probably drove him to do what he did. What I've been pointing out to people all these years is that this sound shouldn't ever be taken seriously. It's just bullshit intended to drive a person to do something irrational. That's an arm of the octopus, right? If a person begins to experience this, they can quickly be caught up in what these sounds are telling them because they are bewildered and the whole thing seems so impossible that they fall into the trap. It's imperative that the person remains fearless, doesn't take anything said to them seriously, and simply doesn't play the game. Don't respond, don't listen, and just ignore it. The op of telling someone that it's a ghost, demon, God, the devil, just pushes the idea that these are quote-unquote real entities. They aren't. But these posters and bots out there are working really, really hard to keep you believing that they are, but they are losing that war, and we need to keep them losing.